Allan, the food news, with us here on Memphis Morning News on News Talk 98.9. Allan, we were just talking about this story that broke earlier this morning about the Memphis Animal Services. They have 232 chickens that they have confiscated, I guess, from somebody's property. Now they're trying to get rid of them.
I got to admit, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
What is the whole chicken craze like in the last 5 years? It's gotten out of hand.
Are home raised eggs from a chicken in your backyard any better than what you get at the store?
Yep. I'll look at you and go, yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one, chickens are not vegetarians. Chickens were never designed to be raised in a one-by-one box. They like to forage and scratch, and they eat bugs and worms and critters and thingies and vegetable. And so any time and this is one of these kind of, you ever watch a show called Chef or any of these shows where it's talking about it's so important where you source the meat?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, well, that's what we're talking about here. So the people.
So if you got a chicken in a cage in your backyard, it's no different unless you let the thing run around your yard.
It's no different than going down here to XYZ grocery store and buying one off a shelf.
But if you have one running around your yard, then it may be a little different.
There's definitely a different flavor, taste, and texture. Definitely.
It's just the trendy thing now. Like you said, it's been about the last 5 years. I know people that do it. It's like, now you got to house them and you got to feed them and you got to keep them warm in the winter.
Yeah.
You don't go get a dozen at Kroger for like $1.50, man. And what's your price per egg having to do all that?
The other thing is.
And these aren't Michelin chefs. So you're talking about the chef. These are some dude that's going to scramble it in the bacon grease like I do.
And they quit laying eggs.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Oh, well, what the hell?
Well,
then now everybody's just got chickens for pets.
You know what type they become then? The rotisserie.
Right.
That's what they become.
We're the only ones in my whole family that don't have chickens. I don't get it. And then they go out of town, and guess who has to take care of the chickens?
Are they a pain in the ass to take care of?
Not really, but I just don't understand why everybody loves the chicken so much.
Well, one, they do reduce the bug, tick, and other population of things in your yard.
Okay, that I would be.
Now,
fine.
if you're a gardener, you have free fertilizer.
No, I don't think
there's a lot of free fertilizer, which is actually really good fertilizer.
Yeah.
Chickens are fairly unobtrusive. They're not that bad. I mean, for weird things people want to keep, like wallabies or potbelly pigs, or everybody always wants that next weird animal.
Yeah.
At least a chicken is multi-purpose for most of their lives.
For raccoons.
Well, I didn't say the raccoon didn't enjoy them too.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I did not say the raccoon did not enjoy them too.
Yeah.
Or the neighbor's dog, or that really big cat that lives around the corner. You haven't truly been a young man in the country till you've had your rear end kicked by a 18-inch tall rooster.
Oh, yeah?
You're a 5-foot tall person and you got a bird that's about 12 inches tall running you back in the house.
I hate them. These peck at your feet.
There's a reason you pay extra for the quote-unquote free-range birds. And when you do get into keeping chickens, there's honestly, and this is not an exaggeration, there's probably 1,000 different varieties.
Of chickens?
Sizes, shapes, colors. Some of them are humdrum, blasé, like a leghorn,
baked,
which
fried.
is your typical
buffalo,
roasted.
honey.
Roasted, broiled, fried, deep fried. So, I mean, there's a lot of things people can get into as like a bird fancier. And you do get the side effect of having, an edible. The chicken at any point in his life can be converted to food.
You make me mad, man, and you're going to be in my belly.
It's kind of like you look at that rooster and go, run me one in the house one more time, baby. You're gonna meet Mr. I'm not a rooster anymore.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna meet you Thursday about 8:45.
All your friends are gonna say, where did he go?
Just repeat the following words after me. Noodle soup.
Yeah.
Noodle soup. Yeah. So having raised chickens, now I have to confess I don't have them now, but I've had birds in the past. I've had ducks, chickens, geese. I've had all that stuff. It is fun. It's a thing. But the biggest thing is you got to build how to take care of them right. You got to think in terms of like a farm. Mm-hmm. You need a big enough area, a big enough stock, big enough protection. And the number one mistake everybody makes is they're looking at a little 12-inch tall chicken. You got to remember, you're a 6-foot tall person that has to deal with the 12-inch chicken. So when you build the pen and you build the coop, build it on human scale so it's easy for you. Make your life easy. I love these people have these little 4-foot tall pins. They're crawling
how do you
around
get
in them and
there?
stuff.
Yeah.
I am like, no.
What about bird flu? You got to worry about bird flu, don't you?
That is not a big issue in the Mid-South.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
you know, it usually shows up in Canada, so we haven't really had a big issue with that.
Alan,
Is this
what did you bring
a
us
chicken muffin?
Is this a
What we
chicken
got?
muffin?
It is not a chicken muffin, but this is Brandon Olmstead's fault from Geek Tank Radio.
All right.
So Brandon gifted me with a big old pile of
smells good.
figs the other
All
day,
right.
and I decided to make a traditional old Halloween treat or All Hallows Eve treat. So you have a fig muffin.
All right.
You're the dude who hands out the muffins and not the candy.
Oh,
on
no,
Halloween,
baby. I
aren't you?
hand out tons of candy. But for y'all, I thought we'd set the Wayback Machine a little bit. And before
good.
the
I like
commercial candy thing came out, you gave out treats like this when people were coming by for All Hallows Eve.
Oh, okay.
So you did treats.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, and I thought, something unusual because certain foods have become more in vogue because they're easy to ship. Apples.
Yeah, packaging,
Apples
yeah.
are big. You know, people of old timers like me complain strawberries don't taste like they used to. And they don't, because you have the varieties of strawberries that ship well, not necessarily taste good.
Ah.
I like the apples with the razor blades in them.
You're a big John Carpenter fan there. And she's over here.
Yeah.
But
is
certain
good.
things like
It's
figs,
delicious.
Yeah.
figs don't ship well. They don't hold up well on a store shelf, so they've kind of eased out of favor. So when Brandon brought me a big old pile of these things, it's kind of like, all right, well, you got to
Good.
convert them quick. You got to make your preserves fast. But this is what you did the rest of the winter, was use those preserves to make the dishes you wanted.
Am I crazy or does it taste like blueberry?
It does. That's what I was about to say. There's a weird. I don't really get the fig in there much.
No,
but
that's fig. That's 2 big
A
old
lot sweeter than I
tablespoons of
imagined.
fig.
I
and-
liked it, man.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Not like a fig Newton.
But
this is some good stuff.
But I feel like I'm tasting blueberry.
Yeah.
No, there's no.
Maybe it's just the muffin,
no
and I'm used
blueberry
to
in it.
blueberry muffins, so
Yeah,
my brain is
Your
putting
brain
that
is
with
programmed. Muffin
Your brain
equals
is going,
blueberry.
where are the blue sprinkles that were supposed to be in the bottom
It
of the
gets a little
package?
messy in the bag.
Yeah.
Your little pumpkin, it gets a little messy. A lot of muffin stuff in there.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
good.
you don't give these out in the baskets. So
Real quick, I got a question for you. Because of Halloween, you had told me a story one time, and we just have like a minute or so, but somebody had asked me this earlier this week. So I'm going to ask you, Alan, this isn't food dude related. This is historic related.
Okay.
Ernestine and Hazel's, the back
Yes.
room, the piano. There are
Been there, done that.
Yes. The history of that, though, is, I tell people, I think there were some Rolling Stone songs that came out of that building that people don't know
you are
about,
correct.
right?
Yes.
And there's one in particular.
Something about brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar, and there's another
Honky tonk.
one. Honky tonk women.
I have seen the actual piano.
That is
I have seen
where
the
that
actual piano.
originated from.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's-
because someone argued with me about that the other day. Said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "No, man." I said,
No.
"Alan, the food dude told me." What's a food guy know about the history of Ernestine and Hazel? I said, "You have no idea. This guy knows everything about everything."
I used to have a little place right across the street from them. Ate there many times. But the actual history of that building dates back to Abe Plow.
Yeah,
That's the
Shearing
original
Plow.
Sharing Plow. It's the original pharmacy right there. So that place has got a lot of history.
And that piano and that room, that back
It's
room,
still
it's
up there.
upstairs.
It's
and
still up there, yeah.
That was where some bands would go, and they would to get away from the crowd at night. What would they do?
60s and 70s. Of the husband of Ernestine was a promoter, and he would go to the shows and, hey man, come hang out at our place, and we'll after hours. And they went upstairs and after houred until 4:00 the next afternoon.
Yeah.
So
A little more music history from Memphis, Tennessee. Alan, the food dude, where can they find out about all your stuff?
all they gotta do is pop over to thecookingtodayshow.com, and they can follow our little culinary misadventures and get our recipes and watch us
Also,
cook starting next week.
Dark Oak Media, where you can some historical stuff and some ghost hunting stuff
we
and all
got
that kind of stuff.
all of the haunted New Orleans stuff up right now
Oh, good.
from New Orleans. Yeah.
All right, there you go, Alan. Thanks, buddy.